Mr. Bean, the genius behind the goofbalmer. Bean, the iconic character known for his quirky antics and elastic facial expressions, has been a beloved figure for decades. His unique brand of silent comedy transcends language barriers, captivating audiences around the world with his wordless yet uproarious adventures. But have you ever stopped to wonder about the story behind this enigmatic character? What inspired his unmistakable style of humor, and what lies beneath the surface of his seemingly simple persona? Stick around to uncover the origins, evolution, and surprisingly emotional legacy of Mr. Bean. The birth of a comic legend, the roots of Mr. Bean's comedic brilliance trace back to Rowan Atkinson's days as a student at Oxford University. Pursuing a master's degree in electrical engineering, Atkinson discovered his love for performance and comedy. An early version of the Mr. Bean character appeared in a sketch at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in the early 1980s. Even before that, in 1979, Atkinson portrayed a character named Robert Box in a sitcom, an early prototype of Mr. Bean, sharing several comedic traits. However, the true breakthrough came in 1987 at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal. In a bold experiment, Atkinson requested to perform on the French-speaking build, despite not knowing French, it's gold, to see if the humor of Mr. Bean could transcend language. It did. The overwhelmingly positive reaction from the non-English-speaking audience confirmed the universal appeal of his physical comedy. What's in a name? Interestingly, Mr. Bean wasn't the character's original name. Atkinson first considered Mr. White, but it didn't carry the whimsical charm he envisioned and might have even caused confusion with the character from Reservoir Dogs. He later flirted with the name, Mr. Cauliflower, to continue the vegetable theme. Ultimately, Mr. Bean was chosen, a simple, memorable name that perfectly captured the essence of the bumbling, endearing character. Influences and legacy. Mr. Bean wasn't created in isolation. Character draws on a rich tradition of silent film comedians like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. By combining elements of physical theater, mime, and slapstick with a modern sensibility, Atkinson created a timeless figure. Though the character often appears naive or foolish, there's a deeper intelligence in the comedy, carefully choreographed scenes, masterful timing, and an understanding of human behavior that makes Mr. Bean universally relatable. A global character with French roots, though, Mr. Bean is often seen as the quintessential Englishman. His comedic roots stretch across the Channel to France. One of his biggest influences was Jacques Tati's beloved character, Monsieur Hulette, a silent, bumbling figure who graced the silver screen from 1949 to 1974. Like Mr. Bean, Hulette navigated awkward social situations using physical comedy and visual gags without uttering a word. Rowan Atkinson has openly acknowledged this connection. In a 2015 interview, he recalled watching Monsieur Hulette's Holiday at the age of 17. The film left a lasting impression. Atkinson was captivated by Tati's ability to generate laughter without relying on dialogue. This sparked his lifelong fascination with silent comedy and would eventually shape Mr. Bean's famously wordless style, but the influences didn't stop there. Atkinson also drew inspiration from the legendary comedic characters played by Peter Sellers, particularly Grundy V. Bakshi in The Party and Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther series. These characters, known for their ineptitude and frequent mishaps, belong to the same comedic lineage as Mr. Bean. Socially awkward, hilariously misguided, and utterly unforgettable. This deliberate blend of comedic traditions paid off. Mr. Bean's unique brand of humor, silent, physical, and universally relatable, has resonated with audiences across the globe, turning what began as a student's experiment at Oxford into a global phenomenon. The man behind the Mr. Now that we've explored Mr. Bean's origins, let's take a closer look at the character himself, and the man who brought him to life, Rowan Atkinson's portrayal of Mr. Bean is nothing short of masterful. His physical comedy, expressive face, and impeccable timing turned a nearly silent character into a pop culture legend. Mr. Bean's every movement, glance, and grimace is calculated for maximum comedic impact. But while Mr. Bean may appear simple, on the surface, there are intriguing layers beneath the tweed jacket. For instance, fans once assumed Bean was simply the character's surname, but in the 1997 film Bean, the ultimate disaster movie, a quick glimpse at his passport reveals something delightfully absurd. His first name is listed as Mr., making his full name Mr. Bean. It's a perfect touch of surrealism. That fits the bizarre rule-bending world he inhabits. Mr. Bean isn't just a character. He's a phenomenon. He exists in his own odd little universe, governed by his own logic, where social norms are bent, and silence speaks louder than words. And it's exactly this offbeat charm that has endeared him to generations of fans around the world. The lovable buffoon Mr. Bean is, in every sense, a lovable buffoon. Childlike and impulsive, he makes decisions that defy logic, yet somehow lead to delightfully unexpected outcomes. Despite his often nonsensical antics, is remarkably resourceful, finding bizarre, yet effective ways to solve even the simplest problems. His iconic look is instantly recognizable. A brown tweed jacket, too short red tie, and his ever-present digital calculator wristwatch. This quirky attire, combined with his expressive face and peculiar behavior, cements his place as a visual comedy icon. But there's more too, Mr. Bean, than just his wardrobe and slapstick mishaps. An enigmatic lifemeister, Bean lives alone in a modest flat at 12 Arbor Road, Iberia, setting that frequently becomes the stage for his misadventures. The apartment reflects his peculiar personality, with odd gadgets, strange routines, and unpredictable outcomes. Has no known family or close friends, adding to his mysterious, almost otherworldly aura. He's very much a loner, wandering through life with a curious detachment from the world around him. One of Mr. Bean's most defining characteristics is his near silence. He rarely speaks, and when he does, it's often just a few low-pitched mumbles or unintelligible grunts. His first name is never revealed. He simply introduces himself as Bean. His occupation is equally ambiguous. In the 1997 movie, he's seen working as a security guard at the National Gallery. But beyond that, his source of income and background remain unexplained. An alien among us? The surreal tone of the show is hinted at from the very beginning. Opening sequence features Mr. Bean descending from the sky in a beam of light, accompanied by a celestial choir suggesting he may be more than just an odd human. This almost extraterrestrial introduction adds a fantastical twist to the character and offers a possible explanation for his bizarre behavior. Viewed through this lens, his unusual approach to everyday life, whether brushing his teeth, preparing a meal, or going swimming, can be seen as the result of someone trying to mimic human customs without fully understanding them. His solutions are absurd, his logic alien, and the results, of course, hilarious. Interestingly, his residence appears to change in different episodes. While it's always styled similarly, the details often shift, suggesting a nomadic lifestyle. This transient existence may reinforce the idea that Mr. Bean is not of this world, constantly on the move, trying to fit in, or perhaps simply evading notice. The mystery of his means. Mr. Bean's financial situation is another enduring mystery. How does he afford his rotating apartments, quirky gadgets, and constant misadventures? Some fans speculate that he simply takes what he needs from wherever he happens to be living at the time, a mischievous, almost childlike form of survival. It's a theory that fits with his trickster-like behavior and subtle disregard for rules. Despite the unanswered questions surrounding his life, one thing is certain. Mr. Bean's charm lies in his unpredictability. He disrupts the ordinary, challenges the expected, always manages to find comedy in the mundane. The enigmatic heart of Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's disregard for rules and authority extends beyond his daily antics. It seeps into every facet of his life, including his romantic relationships. Throughout the series, we see glimpses of a girlfriend, often perplexed, frustrated, and ultimately disappointed by his behavior. Their relationship dissolves after Mr. Bean fails to understand her longing for marriage. Could this emotional rift be the moment that triggers a deeper unraveling in his already fragile psyche? Or perhaps, after years of fumbling through Earth's customs, the strain has finally taken its toll. The animated series episode Double Trouble brings these questions in Mr. Bean's possible alien identity to the forefront. In it, Mr. Bean is abducted by extraterrestrials who look exactly like him. They wear the same tweed jackets, share his awkward mannerisms, even carry plush toys nearly identical to his beloved Teddy. This surreal moment builds upon long-held fan theories that Mr. Bean is not of this earth. His otherworldly behavior, childlike innocence, and disregard for social norms all seem to support the idea. For many fans, this episode is the smoking gun. Its nod to the show's original opening sequence, in which Mr. Bean descends from the sky in a beam of light, further cements the belief that he's an alien. Whether you embrace this theory or not, one thing is certain: Mr. Bean is a singular force in comedy, untethered and unforgettable. The man behind the face. While Mr. Bean's bizarre actions often steal the spotlight, Rowan Atkinson's talent and backstory are just as captivating. Atkinson is a master of nonverbal comedy. From his earliest performances at Oxford, he recognized the power of facial expressions. He honed Mr. Bean's signature look, a mix of confusion, defiance, and gleaned in a comedic language of its own. Dialogue was never central to the character. Atkinson's face did all the talking. But there's a deeper reason. For Mr. Bean's peculiar voice and hesitant speech, Rowan Atkinson struggled with a debilitating stutter as a child. Acting became his outlet, his way of expressing himself without the limitations of spoken language. That personal battle shaped the mumbling, low-pitched delivery of Mr. Bean. Even the way the character awkwardly pronounces his own name is a subtle nod to Atkinson's lifelong challenge with the letter B, a difficulty that also made its way into his portrayal of Edmund Blackadder, where he famously exaggerated the name Bob. The unique voice we associate with Mr. Bean wasn't a random invention either. It first appeared in a sketch called The Man Who Likes Toilets on the BBC's Not the 9 Clock News 1979 to 1982. This sketch comedy series was a launchpad for Atkinson's career, alongside comedic legends like Mel Smith, Griff Rhys-Jones, and Pamela Stephenson. It was here that he experimented with characters, voices, and expressions that would eventually evolve into Mr. Bean, the child in a grown man's body. Rowan Atkinson has often described Mr. Bean as a child in a grown man's body. A true anarchist at heart, the character exists to challenge convention, break unspoken rules, and shake up the ordinary. In Mr. Bean's world, social norms are optional. Logic is fluid, and curiosity often leads to chaos. And yet, beneath the absurdity, lies something deeply human. Mr. Bean reflects our own fears of misunderstanding the world, of being out of place, of failing to connect. That's why, despite all his flaws, we root for him. He's the part of us that refuses to grow up, that resists conformity, finds wonder in the mundane and comedy in the impossible. A one-man show with a few companions, Mr. Bean's comedic genius lies in his ability to carry entire episodes almost entirely on his own. His rebellious spirit, combined with an unmistakable self-centeredness, creates a unique dynamic where the humor never relies on supporting characters. It flows entirely from his actions, expressions, and absurd misunderstandings. One of Mr. Bean's most memorable physical quirks is his ability to wiggle his ears, a genuine talent of Rowan Atkinson himself, not a camera trick. This odd but charming skill is just one of many traits that makes Bean an endlessly watchable character. Irma Gob, the girlfriend who endured it all while Bean mostly navigates the world alone. A few recurring characters occasionally step into his orbit. Chief among them is Irma Gob, his long-suffering girlfriend portrayed by Matilda Ziegler. Irma appears in 3 episodes of the original live-action series, enduring Mr. Bean's selfishness, insensitivity, and oblivious nature with impressive patience in early appearances like The Curse of Mr. Bean and Mr. Bean Goes to Town. She is simply credited as the girlfriend, reflecting her role as a satellite to Bean's chaotic world. Despite his cluelessness, Mr. Bean does display moments of emotional attachment. In Mr. Bean Goes to Town, he becomes visibly jealous when Irma dances with another man, revealing a rare flash of possessiveness and vulnerability. But the most heartbreaking Moment comes in Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. Expecting a proposal, Irma receives instead a model ship. Bean's idea of a thoughtful gift. The misunderstanding is too much. The scene ends with Irma walking away in disappointment, leaving Mr. Bean alone, confused and quietly heartbroken. However, their story doesn't entirely end there. Irma reappears in the animated series, suggesting that their connection, though strained, isn't entirely severed. According to Mr. Bean's diary, Irma works as a librarian, fitting career for her calm, patient, and studious personality, traits that sharply contrast with Bean's impulsive and erratic behavior. Teddy, the silent sidekick, the most enduring figure in Mr. Bean's life, however, is inhuman. It's his beloved Teddy, more than just a stuffed animal. Teddy's Bean's best friend, confidant, and often his partner in crime. Whether he's being tucked in for bed, hypnotized for fun, or brought along for emotional support, Teddy is always by Mr. Bean's side. Teddy has survived countless indignities. He's been decapitated in Mr. Bean in room 426, used as a paintbrush in Do-It-Yourself Mr. Bean, and once entered in a pet show. Yet through it all, he remains a constant, loyal companion. Over the years, even Teddy's appearance has subtly evolved from a smaller-headed design in the early episodes to a rounder, more expressive version in later ones. Despite being inanimate, Teddy is a crucial part of the emotional fabric of the show, symbolizing Mr. Bean's lingering innocence and deep-seated need for connection, however unconventional that connection may be. Teddy, the car, and the icons of Bean with his button eyes and sausage-shaped limbs. Teddy is far more than a stuffed animal. He's a symbol of Mr. Bean's childlike innocence. After the live-action series ended, Rowan Atkinson donated the original Teddy to Giles Brandreth's Teddy Bear Museum, where he quickly became a beloved exhibit. When the museum closed in 2008, Teddy was auctioned off for £1,880. A testament to the enduring affection fans have for this silent, stitched companion. But Teddy isn't the only inanimate star of the series, Mr. Bean's. Mini Cooper is another unmistakable part of his identity. The quirky lime green car with a matte black top bonnet has been central to some of the show's most memorable moments, whether he's getting dressed inside it, steering it from an armchair strapped to the roof, or pulling off a ridiculous stunt. To avoid paying a parking fee, the original Mini featured in the pilot episode was an orange 1969 BMC Morris Mini 1000 Mark I, which unfortunately met its end off-screen in a crash. Afterward, the series adopted a now iconic 1977 British Leyland Mini 1000 Mark V, which Mr. Bean famously secured with a padlock and bolt latch, replacing the factory locks. This became a recurring gag, Mr. Bean fumbling with his own security system or forgetting where he parked. In Back to School, Mr. Bean, the beloved Mini meets a dramatic fate when it's crushed by a tank during a school demonstration. Yet in classic Bean fashion, the car reappears unscathed in future episodes. It's an inconsistency fans lovingly accept as part of the show's surreal logic. Multiple Minis were used during filming, with interchangeable parts to maintain visual continuity. After production wrapped, some were sold or displayed in museums. While at least one original Mini is currently undergoing restoration, replicas have also been created for promotional events and exhibits worldwide. The Mini made its big screen debut in Mr. Bean's Holiday 2007, sporting a new, vibrant yellow paint job. Interestingly, the film also introduces a second Mini, driven by Mr. Bean's friend, Sabine. The car continues to appear in the animated series, cementing its place as more than just a mode of transport. It's an extension of Bean's personality. Small, eccentric, and completely unforgettable. A surprisingly short legacy given Mr. Bean's massive global impact. You might assume the original TV series spanned dozens of episodes, but the truth is quite the opposite. A short series, a lasting legacy. It's almost hard to believe. Only 14 episodes of Mr. Bean were ever produced. That's less than 6 hours of total screen time, yet those few hours have defined a generation of British comedy and reached audiences in over 245 territories across the globe. The series was released sporadically over 5 years, but that limited output only fueled fans' anticipation. Each new episode felt like a rare gem, despite its brevity. Mr. Bean's impact on global pop culture has been nothing short of extraordinary. The character's success led to an animated series that surpassed the original in volume, with over 130 episodes produced. It introduced Bean to a new generation, proving that the silent slapstick charm could transcend age, language, and medium. Mr. Bean's success extended to the big screen as well. The 1997 film Bean, the ultimate disaster movie, was a global hit, grossing over $250 million on a modest $18 million budget. Remarkably, it became the first film to earn $100 million before being released in the USA. Testament to Mr. Bean's truly international appeal. He joined the comedic pantheon alongside silent-era legends like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. Even in his second movie, Mr. Bean's Holiday 2007, there are hidden treasures for devoted fans. Rowan Atkinson's real-life daughter, Lily Atkinson, makes a charming cameo as Lily at the stereo. A minor but meaningful touch that connects the personal and the fictional worlds. The end of an era. In 2011, Rowan Atkinson officially announced the end of the live-action Mr. Bean. In an interview with BBC Newsbeat, explained his reasoning. He feared that aging in real life would compromise the childlike, timeless nature of the character. To continue would be to risk altering the very thing that made Mr. Bean so enduring: his youthful innocence. His universal awkwardness, pure absurdity. But while the man may have stepped away from the physical role, the spirit of Mr. Bean lives on. Since the final episode aired in 2009, Mr. Bean has continued to appear in commercials, talk shows, and even stole the spotlight at the 2012 Olympic Games opening ceremony, performing a piano gag alongside the London Symphony Orchestra. Atkinson has also voiced the character in the animated series, keeping the flame alive for younger audiences. The character's global success has also translated into financial success. With an estimated net worth of $150 million, Atkinson continues to benefit from Mr. Bean through royalties, licensing, and appearances. But more than money, it's the laughter and recognition that truly cement Mr. Bean's place in the cultural canon. The future of Bean. Rumors persist of a potential animated Mr. Bean movie, with frequent collaborator Richard Curtis reportedly working on a script. If true, it would mark a new chapter not just for the character, but for his legacy. While the live-action version may be retired, the world clearly hasn't had enough of Mr. Bean's brand of humor. From a university stage sketch to a worldwide comedic phenomenon, Mr. Bean's journey is a testament to Rowan Atkinson's unmatched creative instincts and his belief in the power of physical comedy. With barely a word spoken, Mr. Bean managed to connect billions of people across cultures, languages, and generations. Whether he's falling from the sky, causing chaos in a restaurant, or simply trying to park his Mini Cooper, Mr. Bean reminds us of the joy in the ridiculous and the brilliance in being a little different.